In the dynamic world of philanthropy, innovation is key to maximizing social impact. From social entrepreneurship, blending business acumen with social mission, to impact investing, aligning financial returns with positive change. Collaborative philanthropy breaks down barriers, fostering partnerships across sectors, while technology-driven models leverage AI and blockchain to revolutionize philanthropy. Social impact bonds, corporate social responsibility, and cutting-edge collaborative models are reshaping how we approach social good. These innovative pathways are not just trends, they are the future of philanthropy, making it more inclusive, effective, and aligned with our global challenges. As we embrace these models, we unlock new potentials, driving meaningful change and inviting everyone to be part of this exciting journey towards a better world. At Go Campaign, you successfully work with local heroes that provide small grants to grassroots organizations. Can you share an inspiring example of collaborative philanthropy in action?
Yeah, I mean, and just since we were just speaking about the corporate side, too, there's a company named Body, which is formerly known as Beachbody, and they're a very large, well-known fitness company that created programs like P90X, and they have all kinds of innovative fitness technology now. When they went public in 2021, they wanted to do something big and make a statement. They didn't want to just go public and make it all about their shareholders making money. They're like, we want to give back as part of this moment. And so I was really proud of them for wanting to do that. Not all companies take that time and think about that. And so they said, we want to give $1 million away on that day. And how do you think we can do that? And they were thinking about giving it to a few different international health charities. And they really just wanted my advice about did I think that was a good charity. And so I gave them my thoughts. I'm like, yes, that could be great. If you want to do that, you can do that. And then, of course, I had to, slip in a little a plea for one of our local heroes. I said, or if you wanted to, there's this woman in Chicago who's a Black female police officer, and exactly the kind of person we should be empowering on Chicago's South Side to help kids. And she's trying to buy an empty Walgreens building in one of the most dangerous blocks of all of Chicago to keep kids indoors after school and keep them safe from gunshots. And the building costs about $800,000, and plus taxes and lawyer fees or whatever. So $1 million would really do that trick. And he called me back within 3 hours and said, let's do it. And so on the day that company went public, the police officer, and she was also a CNN hero, he was out there in the streets with all the community members clanging bells, and as they rang the bell on the stock exchange. And that's going to transform the lives of children in that community. They're already using the space. We've already redone it. Now we're raising money for a capital campaign to build the indoor basketball court and to build the wraparound services and to really turn it into all that it deserves to be, and all those kids there deserve to have, so they're not dying on the weekend. And so, but that was a perfect example of a partnership born from a corporation that wanted to make a difference and was just trying to get advice on how to do it.
Andy, can I come in at this point? So I want to respond a little bit. First of all, I want to underscore how terrific that last anecdote was, but I also want to respond a little bit to the video because it uses the word innovation quite extensively as if it's a solution, and I think we have to have a caution there. There are lots of funders, it doesn't matter whether they're corporate funders, individual funders, foundations, that are so caught up in the concept of innovation that they under-respect local initiatives that could succeed if there's enough capital. The story we just heard was not a story of innovation. It was a story of somebody who was a locally based person that understood her community in a way that as long as there could be capital, it would make the difference. And so while there's no question that innovation matters, or technology matters, things like that, funders can get so caught up in looking for the next new thing that's going to somehow be the silver bullet that will solve XYZ problem, that they under-respect the on the ground discipline is there, the experience that's there, the knowledge that's there. So I just want to, as a caution to the tendency in that video to talk about innovation. By all means, there's space for it, but good philanthropy has to take seriously that there's lots of people very close to the ground that know better than we do, sitting up at 30,000 feet. And as a matter of fact, I want to go further than that, and then I'll let others speak. But even the USAID has changed its entire approach to funding. I was present in Geneva at an international meeting co-sponsored by the UN and others and USAID, where they have now built in a condition that any grant making has to have on the ground credibility. In other words, there's no such thing as top-down philanthropy or grant-making or innovation or intervention if you can show that it's credible on the ground. It's a total turnaround. So I just want to put that corrective in, because it's so easy for people in who are sitting at a remove to somehow say, oh, let's come up with the next innovation. Technology is going to solve it, or collaboration is going to solve it. When in fact, the knowledge may be right in front of you, and all they need is an infusion of resources.
So Richard, you don't think that we will have AI robots solving the world's problems? Not on the ground.
I'm not enough an expert in AI. I mean, it's I think people are still responding to the anarchy of social media, and we haven't learned how to teach about that, to mediate that, and to teach people how to read for truth. I'm a little too old to understand AI at this early stage.
Your comments remind me of the conversations that I have with my children about using their smartphones, because I'm constantly telling them it's great to have the smartphone, it's great to have the tools, at your at your fingertips and in your pocket, but you still need to be able to communicate with people, and sometimes it's good just to put the phone down and have a conversation face to face. Amar, as a Fintech founder, what is your take on what Richard talked about? It's like getting back to basics, the importance of experience on the ground, and then combining that with technology.
I completely agree with what Richard mentioned around innovation. We strongly believe, like, as a fintech platform, our goal is not to dictate how nonprofits are spending their money, or where those dollars are used. We believe that innovation actually drives new dollars. And so where innovation is more needed, and in the video that you actually brought up, there's things like blockchain that's mentioned. That's more actually on the fundraising side. So how can different donors, whether it's donating for a birthday fundraiser on Instagram, to creating an NFT collection so you can get your entire community to give back, that's where the true innovation comes in. So we're increasing the overall dollars that are going to charitable causes. So, other nonprofits like Scott's Go campaign can actually identify the Walgreens building and say, hey, this is where the money needs to go. That to us is how the term innovation should be used. Some other examples of things like, that change is done is, in the past, if you're familiar with platforms like Omaze, that's a great way where charitable sweepstakes, it's the younger generation, they want to give back. There's more dollars that are being raised. It's just a new revenue stream for nonprofits, just like cryptocurrency donations. Innovation should be used there to embed giving into new places where the younger generation is at, and versus more on that grant making side.
How widely used do you all of you see organizations accepting digital currencies today?
In my opinion, digital currencies it's just another currency. People are donating pounds, people are donating USD. It's just another way for, another currency for people to give. It shouldn't necessarily be, oh, hey, you should go and donate crypto instead of traditional USD. It's more about meeting donors where they're at. In the past few years, we did just see a rise in a whole new generation of donors that were giving back with cryptocurrency, because that's where they were at, and that entire industry saw a large increase in value, and those people wanted to give back. They wanted to offset the carbon emissions of every single transaction they were doing, and they needed a way to do it. And so, just as an example, what we did is we released like an NFT offset calculator. We worked with a large nonprofit called Carbon Fund. They're the ones with the expertise on how to actually calculate the emissions from the electrical consumption to actually do one of these trades. We just made it really easy from a technical standpoint so people could do carbon offsets with cryptocurrency.
Well, let's move to segment 3, because I think it talks about, the other side of the innovation.